and welcome to Talking Leeds Plus, a match reaction reflecting myself. I can't even speak, Gerry. Arron. My name's Arron, and this is Gerry, and we're reflecting on Leeds United at 6. I can't even speak.
Remember the game?
City 0. Leeds promoted back to the Premier League. Gerry, what a day! What an atmosphere!
This is not how we do it. This should have been struggling. I was speaking to someone, and he said he went into the pub. No, he's not a Leeds fan. He said he looked at nearly the end of the game and he saw Leeds had blown it again, 0-0. And then he looked closer and he got, that's a 6. And we don't do this stuff, do we? We don't do stuff with game to spare. We don't batter teams we should batter. And boy, that first 25 minutes was as exhilarating 25 minutes as I've seen the Leeds team. And when you see Farke shin the ball into the ground and bounce into the net, you know it's your day. But a great finish. If I'm going to complain, I'd rather Sheffield had drawn, but never mind. And just standing around outside Arron Road with you were last night, a lot of other people, and just taking it all in. You thought, this is what we didn't have during COVID, although some did. It was just nice. And I woke up this morning. Fixtures are out June 18th, 9 a.m. I'm thinking, oh, what trips? Bournemouth was nice the last time we went there. Crystal Palace, I hate going there. Next door neighbours, a Newcastle fan. We've already agreed we're going to a game.
Yeah.
And all the games we're going to be going to. And then I watch Match of the Day and think, oh, shit. These teams, they're not Stoke or Oxford, are they? But let's worry about that when it happens. We're going to do loads of business in the summer. It was so exciting. And I know to be 5-0 up, to be cruising. I went to the game yesterday and I had no worry at all. I really felt confident. I thought this team has it. I think that the Oxford game, the Middlesbrough game, the Preston game showed that we better teams, but we're only winning by a goal. And I thought, yeah, we're going to win this. And I even said to someone 4 or 5-0 today. And Lewis Baker turned us round to face the Cop. How did that go, Lewis? Old chap. Yeah. Anyway, I feel sorry for him.
What got me, Gerry, is that because I was confident. I agree with you there. I was completely confident I'll get this job done. But how easy Leeds made it. Leeds don't do this. They made, I was expecting it to be a scrappy 1-0 87th minute winner, but to be cruising a hat trick within 25 minutes or something for Perot is just remarkable. And I don't know, it's just the atmosphere was electric as well. But it kind of, I don't know where it was from the Bremner, Gerry, but it kind of died down a little bit in the second half until the sixth, because it was just too easy. But every one of them for me were 10 out of 10 yesterday. Every player on that pitch.
The noise at the start of the game and during the game. Fair play to the Stoke fans who said, how shit must you be? You're only winning 6-0. And, I liked their gallows humour yesterday. They were quite funny in that respect. It must be. And I mean, they're no mugs. They're mid-table. Mark Robbins is the manager. They're not a 5-6-0 team. So we took them to task. But to take the lead so early, and were we 2 up within 10 minutes? I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then he got his hat trick. I can't remember. Farke got the one, and then he got the next one. And he thought 4 goals in the first half. And I have to say, I remember the last time someone scored 4 goals. It was Ross McCormick. We were there on a very wet day at Charlton. Last time anybody scored 4 at Elland Road was Brian Dean and then Mark Duke. But nobody has ever done it in the first half. And I love trying. I wanted 10. I really did. But I sort of knew that these games usually peter out. And great header from Willie in the second. And Willie had a good game because he's come back in, and it's not been brilliant for him, and he was buzzing around. I voted for me player of the year last year, but I keep changing my. I voted for Dan James, but Rodon and Bogle, they're just. And
do you know what I was going to say, Gerry? I wish I could change mine. I've gone for Dan James, but for me yesterday, Bogle was an absolute man on a mission yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. He absolutely. It's super. Every one of them, though, I couldn't find a fault. I want to find a fault, but I can't. And it was just remarkable. Stoke as well, bearing in mind they were one of the informed teams in the division coming into this one. Absolutely poor. There's no word for it.
Well, that's the championship for you. I've said this all season. It is a quality. And we're a good team, and I've not seen a decent team all season. That includes Burnley and Sheffield. They're their own things. But I thought, I mean, you look at all through the season, we've had angst, we've had highs, we've had lows. I mean, it's only 3 weeks ago that after the Luton game, I mean, there was even people calling go. And I think the things like Darlow coming in and having that steadiness. I mean, he hadn't much to do. He had a few shots at him yesterday, but he's been taking crosses and making saves, and that just gives confidence with the rest of them. And you can see the defence has risen. Although Farke plays where he wants, doesn't he? He just goes wherever he wants.
It's like as well that game as well, Gerry. Yesterday, I could say last night. Last night we'll come on to that, but yesterday it's like Farke just said, "Sod it, go for it, do what you want." And it reminded me, and I have to say this because I think Daniel Farke's done a fantastic job. That reminded me very much like the Stoke 3-1 game under Bielsa's first game for me. It was just full throttle, heavy metal, press after press, and just attack after attack. It brought back fond memories.
Yeah, and don't forget we beat them 5-0 on the run into when we did get promoted, and that was similar. Although we were struggling 1-0 penalty just before halftime, and then ran through. There was a few times the ball, it was a 50-50, and the keeper just got to it, and it could have been more goals. So I mean, everybody did the bit, and then the subs come on. I mean, Harry Gray, that's ridiculous. 16, he's 16. And he's laughing. Andy Gray and his wife and all the kids were just behind us in the stand. And I did catch his eye and said, "Have you got a conveyor belt of these coming through? How many more have you got?" Because I know someone who's a coach or a friend of one of the coaches, and he said Harry Gray has been an elite player all his life. He's not one of these players that had to work hard and get to a point. He's elite. He's just natural talent. So we've got that. We've got that to come. But yeah, we were 6-0 cruising, and not a bother. You could feel it. You sort of knew. I thought there's no way. Sheffield aren't going to beat Burnley today. So went to a pub, watched a bit of it, and it was no jeopardy because when Sheffield equalised, I thought, well, it's a draw. Burnley dropped points. That Sheffield still don't go up. So whatever happened was great. And then walked back down to the stadium like a lot of people like yourself, and just took it all in. I think I inhaled about 20 flares, but that's the way it goes.
We set off. So I watched because I only live about 15 minutes away from Ellen Road, and the missus came down as well. Days came down as well, and enjoyed the atmosphere, and it was just nice. But yeah, we went down about 10 minutes before. I said, "This is happening." And honest to God, Gerry, Lowfields Road, which we walked down, and it was like a match day. But just the sheer volume of people there, I have never seen it. We came away, we've probably been down there about 45 minutes, sucked it all up and sacked. But there were people just coming from every direction.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. And the noise, it was just brilliant. I don't know, going back to the celebrations, did you hear the fireworks during the game? Because we kept hearing, the fireworks.
I had a couple of bangs during the game, but I'm from the border in Ireland, so I've heard a few bangs over the years. So I was sort of used to that. It was second, but I think I heard a couple of bangs, but didn't see any smoke. There was definitely fireworks. There was people trying to get tickets. Somebody's asked me, "Can I get them 4 tickets for Bristol City next week?" And I thought, "Yeah, no problem." Yeah.
There's a few touts out and about, wasn't there, yesterday?
That's anybody who sells their ticket on those websites, they should be banned anyway. I've seen a few of them. There's a few good questions there. I think somebody
there's tons of comments. Keep them coming in.
Jimbo Broken Chair, which is still my favourite name. Perfect example. Side before self.
Brilliant.
Eddie Gray did look emotional, didn't he? Carlos. Great. Yeah, Carlos. Just take your negativity somewhere else.
But do you know what interesting? I was listening to. Well, I don't listen to it always, but I've seen the clips online of Gabby Bonglahor saying that Leeds should sack Farke. Absolute nonsense.
Oh, I hate. That's Talk Sport do all the time. They'll have nonsense. Gabby, someone says something, and that's their headline on the news, and then later on they said Josh, the boxer, I can't think of his name.
Josh Warrington.
Josh Warrington said this, and Gabriel Bonner, he's an idiot. And who gives a feck what he thinks? And I like Hawksby and Jacob, and that's all I listen to. That's the only reason I heard this. But just sod off, which is Farke. He's 3 promotions now, all 90 odd points, whatever. And when he went up with Norwich, didn't get the money. So he deserves his chance fully. Why would you get rid of someone who knows the squad and everything? Come Christmas, this sometimes happens with teams that get promoted. He deserves his chance fully.
He does.
And it was interesting what he said last night when he was talking about he wanted to add players in January but couldn't because probably the financial fair play. So I mean, you look at Sheffield added loads and it didn't work for them in the end. We said a few weeks ago, look what happens when you don't add. But we got away with that one, I suppose, in a way. But that's past now. And we don't. If we're buying players now, it can't be a project like Victor, bring in players who look to have talent and might work and never played in the Premier League. And look how that went for us last time. We need established Premier League players, whether they're current or have played at that level. And we're going to have to spend about 150 million. Ipswich spent that much, but they bought a lot of Championship players last year. And that just shows you got to step it up. My first shout is Kevin Kelleher, Liverpool goalkeeper. I think but I think he'd probably look to go higher. He's a talent. But Ramsdale has been mentioned, but we're going to be linked to loads now. So this is fun now. We're at a different level.
It is. And I just want to touch on that, like what Gavin says there. Farke got 9 million to spend his first season, 45 second season. Listen, he deserves a chance and a crack at it. And do you know what? When you look at his statistics, Farke has done a remarkable job. I really like him. I saw him yesterday. I don't know if you saw his interview on Sky. He was there. He wanted on LU TV. He wants his beers. I think he's a bit tipsy.
I don't want to talk about Premier League. That's what you want to hear. He is human, and he's kept steady. And I thought after the Swansea game when he said we will get promoted, we will be in the Premier. I thought, is he cracking? But that was a bold statement, and if we'd not gone up, they would be saying what an idiot. But he believed, and he kept it steady. I mean, steady, unlike our mate, unlike Wilder, who lost it a bit. And in fairness to Wilder yesterday, he was quite.
He was complimentary, wasn't he?
He was, and he said there was 3 of us in it, and we felt that's fair enough. They've been there all season, so I suppose we can do all that. Somebody's saying Prague was interviewed. Was interviewed on last season. Yeah, they'll have to. The money's there. God, they got a free bar going last home game. Definitely got money.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, ultimately, so long as the recruit, I think it's going to be different, isn't it? We don't have Mr. Water in charge. It's a complete different ownership now, isn't it, in charge of Leeds, and they have to get this right. I think, interestingly, I think you look at the 3 which have come down. I think others going up. I think even Burnley going up will give it a crack. They've got something to build on with the defensive abilities which they've shown this year. We would hope that Leeds will compete, and 17th is always going to be the goal next year. But,
This Carlos said it's definitely not a Leeds fan. What's he doing on there? He's just so negative. Jesus.
He wishes us best, though. We'll give him his due.
Who do you support, Carlos?
Yeah, tell us who you support, Carlos.
It's one of these people who doesn't have the profile picture, puts a dog or something on there. But never mind. Have a nice evening, Carlos.
It's good to see David as well. Great to see you too. Do give us a like and a subscribe, David, if you want to. Give us a subscribe. Do what you want. Listen, it's party time, as Colin says, next week.
I've walked out of Elland Road. I've walked down that road towards the car park at McDonald's. I can remember walking out there after the Derby playoff. I remember 10 goal Tuesdays. 6-4 against Preston, 7-3 against Forest, 6-1 we lost to Watford. Just crushing days, and Paul Heckingbottom days where we won 1 game in 15 or something. And Steve Evans and Warnock coming out, and you think, why am I doing this? As I walked down that road, I thought of all those moments. You think, this is why we do it. Moments like this. This is what it's all about. You have these moments, you remember them. I suppose you have to go through the bad times, and God, we go through the bad times, don't we? So it was good. It's just nice. Just nice reading social media. I reposted because I've mentioned this many times. I've reposted because I'm a bit vindictive. Jamie Vardy doing the crying thing about the 10 points. Yeah, many goals have you scored at home since Christmas, Jamie? Yeah, Ipswich players singing Leeds are falling apart. Yeah, how did that go for you, lads? Yeah, class,
Not very
class
well.
zero.
Yeah.
Just. You know what? There was nobody singing about Sheffield United. Maybe there was a few Chris Wilder. There was nowhere. Last night we weren't singing about anybody falling apart except ourselves. Ironically, I always worry about that song because people sing it and I always said I don't want to sing it until we're 4-6 points clear with a game to go, and we can do it now. So it's been a long season.
It's been a long, but the season isn't over yet, Gerry. It's not over yet. And as Colin says there, as the song says, Gerry, we've had our ups and downs. But
oh God, it's very apt.
Now, on to pressing matters. We've got up. We've done the job, Gerry. Should we go and win the league?
Oh God, yeah, 100 points in the league. As long as they're not pissed, that's their only problem. They've got till next Monday. I mean, even I can sleep off a hangover from next Monday. Oh, thanks, Nick G. That's very kind of you to say. But yeah, yeah, that's it. As long as they're not pissed. Largy was giving it large last night, and I thought, well, you're front and center, but he looked right, didn't he? He looked the part, the moves, everything else, the sunglasses. I thought, yeah, he looked. Joe Rodon maybe wouldn't have carried that off so well. I have a negative for yesterday. We go to the Bremner Suite, and we thought we could go in there afterwards. We were told, no, you can't. There's a function at 6:00, which turned out the players were in there.
Bloody!
Couldn't have got them a box or something and let us in. Just leave us alone in there. But hey,
well, do you know it's interesting because we were looking because we heard the rumors that the Peacock's full, they're not letting you in, and people panicking. But obviously, in the COP, there's the fan zone. Would have thought, surely to God, they'd have kept the bars open. But I think they wanted people out of the way, didn't they? Because they knew if this was going to happen, people would be down there in a flash.
Yeah, getting the people out of the ground, I suppose. Yes, safety and everything. There was no one on the pitch either. All those stewards came out of nowhere.
I don't know if you noticed, they didn't bloody put the extra time on.
That's a good point, and that's why. Yeah,
that's why, because they didn't want people to be on the pitch. But we thought we had a bit of a joke near us that the fourth official's buggered off home. He's seen enough and gone. He's got to the Peacock and got himself an early seat.
I did see him put the big the indicator behind him as if he was putting it away in a bag, and then didn't put it up. And I thought, oh, come on, we're not children. It's only this season or last couple of seasons they actually show the extra time, as if something bad's going to happen. Now, that was the reason. It was a bit weird, but yeah, it's great moments. So rather than walk out and just be disgruntled and everything else. I mean, 2 seasons ago. 3 seasons ago when we got relegated? Remember Spurs beat us 4-1, and I as they're walking out, I just give a V sign to the team and walked out, and I thought, yeah, that was rubbish, and that's not good enough. And you know what? We just got to prepare now. This is a different sort of season coming up. We need to win 9 games. And if you look at teams that the last couple of seasons, 20 odd points was enough, but we win 9 games. Sounds easy when you say it. Yeah. Let's hope Burnley might be one, and then let's hope somebody who's not prepared and wins the playoffs, and that might be 2 wins, and then beat Man United. Of course, that'll be 3 wins.
Well, it'll be a relegation battle, that won't it, with the way they're going this season?
It would be nice just to be. Oh, they're
shocking. Spurs down there as well, and Manchester United. Can't wait. There's 11 points.
There's potentially 11 teams that could be in Europe this year with various connotations of who wins the cup and who's wins the European title. So 11 teams are tied up in Europe. It might, some of those squads might be big enough, and sometimes that doesn't help. There might be a lot of Sunday games. We're going to be messed around, but there's no difference there. But we've 8 less games to travel to, and probably less midweek. And we don't have to go. I was going to say we don't have to go to Millwall. They're still in there, aren't they? They're still in with a shout. Well, it's nice we can just sit back and watch the playoffs and just enjoy them for the drama and enjoy. I mean, the Championship is much better. The Premier League's so dull at the moment, and there's games tonight. I won't even bother watching. I'm just bored with it. But it's going to be better. We're back in it. And
yes,
I think a lot of teams. I know a lot of fans. Leeds, we're not popular, but we are, and they want 5,000 Leeds fans at Old Trafford, not Bournemouth or Brentford travelling up in a taxi. They want us there, and it's more. Everybody knows us, and everybody hates us, but they love us really because we bring something to it, and I can't wait. I just can't wait.
No, it's going to be good, isn't it? There's a long way to go. Let's win the Championship title. Let's get up as champions, and then obviously the summer's going to be massive for Leeds, isn't it? There's loads of comments coming as well. I just want to touch on what Michael says. The Leeds must avoid signing players like Rocker, Llorente, Rasmus, who could not adapt to the rigors of the Premier League. Players must be Premier League ready. Proven track record. Completely agree. And what about Calvin? Would you have him back?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. A lot of people were talking about that yesterday. Party thinks don't go back. Party thinks did Bielsa create him? Man City's lost his way. He wasn't in the Ipswich team the other day. Maybe he was injured or what. He's still under contract, so it'd be a loan deal. Where would he play? Would it reinvigorate him? If he come back, it'd be nice. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I'm sure he'd like to come back. And he's good. He did great for us. I want Click back. I want Alioski back.
Well, apparently, if you're following on Twitter, he's ready to fly back for the party. We get that. Marco Rafinha didn't have Premier League experience. That's true. That is true, but that's once in a blue moon find. That that is. That
was an anomaly. Well, we're going to get some money off if he wins the Ballon d'Or or if he wins the Champions League or both. We get a 15-20 million kickback. I don't know if they paid us any money for him yet, but what a player! And I was when he how he played at Brentford that day and how he was, and I see he left a message the other day for the Leeds team on Click as well. Somebody called Larry Nance. I don't follow, but I have no idea basketball, but he's been wearing a Leeds shirt. He's one of the investors. Will Ferrell. So now these guys, the 49ers, nearly said 69ers, the 49ers, and all the man that Peter Lowry, the billionaire, they want to spend the money. They've been held back, and I think we might do it right. Who's our recruiting guy? Because the recruitment guy is going to Everton, isn't he? The Norwegian ball guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's all change, isn't it? Obviously, because Angus is going at the end of the season as well. It's going to be all change in the boardroom, isn't it? But
sorry.
There we go.
I didn't even know she was there. Somebody made the point earlier. What about our loan players? Because Harrison.
Okay, let's have a look at that.
Charlie Crew. Well, Charlie Crew is a young player who's a real talent. I think. I'm not sure how he's doing, but Doncaster are top of the league, so I think he's definitely one for the future. And who else? JB. I don't think JB is up to the standard. He's been great for Plymouth and probably Championship player. Joffrey. I think Joffrey. He's excelled at Hull, and I think he's definitely can excel in the Championship. And he's still young, make his way back to the Premier League. Is there anybody else we've got on loan?
There we go. Joffrey, Jabbit, Harrison.
Harrison. Harrison gets mixed reviews from Everton. I think Harrison was okay for us, and I understand why he went, I suppose. And they stitched him up a bit as well when they were going to sell him in January. So I have no truck with Harrison, but I think we probably need to upgrade. And I don't know how long
quality, don't we? We need a real quality. I think it does. For me now, I think 6 real good quality additions are needed into that squad as things stand. I think a keeper, I think we need another centre-back, a 10. And I know Pirot is the leading goal scorer now in the Championship. He's after the Golden Boot, isn't he? Do I still think he will do it in the Premier League? For me, it's probably controversial, but no, I think we'd need somebody who's really... really done it. Melia, there's a whole bunch of players which probably won't play.
I think Melia needs to move on for his own good. It's been hard for him, and it's been tough for us at times. And I think, Melia, fair play contract. And I don't think he was a Premier League player. Yeah, although I think he'd come unstuck. You remember Mo Salah running down the wing and Firpo's up front. It's just things like that. I think Brendan. I don't think Brendan's squad players. Yes, I think Tanaka. Tanaka's he's slipped slightly from a high standard, but I think definitely keep him. And Gruev, these players, they'll start a squad. If you change a full 11, that's when you get in trouble. You got to give these guys a go. But I think there's a lot of change. I think Gilavogi will go because he came in as a vibes man, and fair play to him. He's obviously been working hard behind the scenes.
Sam Byram as well. I can't see. Unfortunately, I can't see him.
And Sam, what a value for money Sam is, because I don't know many games he's played, but he at least played 20, at least 20 games both seasons when he, injury record and everything, and he absolutely fantastic, and that gives him a chance, the teams to see, this is a player we need. So whether Sam stays or not, I doubt it, but that's the way football goes. You move on. A lot of people. Darlow deserves his chance, but you definitely need another goalkeeper coming in. Archie Gray loan back, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
That'd be good, Jimbo. It'd be good. Yeah,
I think he's established in the Spurs team. I think they need him. I don't think he was expected. Rothwell and Solomon. Solomon, yes, I think he will, and I think I'd keep Rothwell. Again, as not as a regular, but he's certainly, I think we missed him at spells this year. I hope he's back next week for the last bit of the season.
And Dan James as well. He needs to be back as well.
I don't think we'll see him now the rest of the season. He looked to be struggling at Oxford when he tried to run. So just let him rest. He's done his bit. And I think we just sit back now and let's hope it's not one of those summers where we're watching for a whole month and nothing happens. I want to see lots of things happening very quickly, and hopefully they've been doing the ground.
I'll tell you what, Gerry, I'm going to say this now. I don't think we will. I think we'll wait, because obviously there's the FIFA Club World Cup, which is starting in June or whenever it is. So I think it's that knockdown effect, isn't it, with transfers? Once the big clubs move, it'll start to trickle down. I think it's going to be one of those, isn't there, that we'll just have to see how things go. Hopefully the big clubs get knocked out and we can really see. I
love a tournament. I have zero plans to watch that because it's just a FIFA, one of their they're envelope tournaments, and nobody's interested in that. We'll be in Champions League the next season. So
are you planning a European tour already, Gerry?
That'll be good. Madrid, all the big places. Draw Dundalk. Get Dundalk in the European Cup. That'd be the dream. So we'll see. No, we'll take 17th place all day when we get back next year. But we might be better than that. So let's hope this time next season we're comfortable. Farke is having his cake and beer, and we're still talking about a great team. But it's exciting at the moment. We've got money. We're in the Premier League. Let's do it right this time. We look at teams like Brentford, Brighton, Fulham, even Forest. And, they were all teams that were down with us over various years and all established now. You wouldn't put them down for relegation battle. And that's where we need to be.
Absolutely.
I think the transfer window opens, Michael, I think it'll probably be the 1st of June or something. But a lot of the work's being done now. They don't. It's like championship manager. You just got to buy everybody's credit.
We're going to be linked with every man and his dog, Michael. It's as simple as that. And I think the key thing as well in the summer when this, we're getting really ahead of ourselves now. We've got to wait, get this deal done, get it all done and dusted, and then we can really
paint your fence, Darren.
Well, I'm moving house soon, so whoever's buying it can do what they want with it. It's just good. It's just what a time to be alive, Gerry. They've got the job done. Now let's go and win the bloody league.
Great! Won a trophy. Yeah. That's the proper league championship trophy. Anyway, that's the one you used to win when you won the first division before the Premier League football existed. We were the last team to win that. So,
we were absolutely, and yes, we do get. I think I did say a comment earlier. You do get a trophy for second these days. But we don't want to finish second, do we, Gerry? We want to win it 100 points.
Well, if we do.
Records.
If we do get the trophy, it will be at Plymouth because we can't win it mathematically on Monday night. If Burnley lose, we're 3 points ahead with a goal difference of about 20.
Yeah.
But they probably wouldn't, they won't
No.
tempt fate, will they? So,
No.
yeah, Everton are interested in Solomon. Everton always are in, but we're back to Everton. Were picking off our players a while
They were
back.
interested in Ryan Kent, if you remember Everton, as we were. We've
Ryan
always been
Kent.
linked with Ryan Kent.
When's the Ryan Kent? Yeah, my mates, Nicky asked my ex-Leicester neighbours. I must admit, my Leicester neighbours are all good people, and I wouldn't slag them off because my Leicester neighbour came around with a bottle of champagne the last time we got promoted, and I did when he won the league. So they're all good people. It's those tossers on it's the players on that annoyed me most.
Well, I'll tell you
so
what, Leicester,
you got to respect.
You do, but Leicester are absolutely knackered. They're going to get hit with EFL. They're the new cash cow.
The EFL are sitting there with their arms folded, waiting for the last year with a points deduction, and they are in trouble. They could go straight through again. I spoke to my Leicester mate, and he said, if you told me 10, 12 years ago that we'd win the league and win the cup and be relegated twice, he says, I'd take that, and you would. They've had a phenomenal time, but it's sign of the times. There's even protests outside Man City tonight over prices, and you think they've won everything. So it's just not us that get annoyed. But I hope our owners do the right thing. We should hear something about the new stadium happening, whatever that's going to be, because we need the space, don't we? There's a lot of people looking for tickets at the moment and stuck on waiting lists and everything.
Yeah. And I hope that they don't just pump all this Premier League money into that, because I think Fulham did that, didn't they, with their new stand? We need to do is we need to do both. We need to invest in the playing squad, stay there, and keep recouping that hundreds of millions of pounds each year. Yeah. But it's easier said than done, isn't it?
Sorry, my voice is still coming back. Are we involved in any tournaments where we're playing Scum in Sweden, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then we'll probably be playing in York and Harrogate and the usual places.
Tadcaster Albion and Guiseley.
Guiseley, always
Guiseley. Won. Yeah,
and some French or some Spanish team pre-season game before the season starts. But get an extra week. It's the 12th of August. It starts, so that weekend. And I'm looking forward to a wee rest. So in my wee rest, I'm going over to see Dundalk play. And they play in the summer, so I'm going to do that.
And there's no football over the summer. We can really recharge those batteries and enjoy it, can't we, Jerry? Because we need a break.
Tell me other half. There's 8 games less next year. Hey.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I've told this before. She's a Man United fan, my other half.
Oh, Jerry! Oh God!
She went to the game. I took her to the game the last time we played Ellen Road, and she wore red gloves. Yeah. It was a long walk home for her, I have to say. But
wow.
At least she's low.
Well,
she's good with the dog. Yeah, she's good with the
dog. I saw a tweet. Manchester United already put that they're looking forward to us next year, and then they repeated the score lines or whatever. But who cares? Doesn't matter.
Well, with the beat of 6-2 that time, and we were raving what a great performance we put in, but we just conceded goals, didn't we? That was a mad time. But I'd fancy our chances against them now, I really would.
Oh yeah,
they're after Cunha, aren't they? He's a good strike. That's worrying that they're getting.
We were linked with him many moons ago, if you recall.
Yeah, I think. I don't think we can. I don't think he'll come to us.
There's only one man, Jerry, who we should sign this summer, and that's Ryan Kent. That's it. Get that done.
Yeah. Just to get it over with, we were linked with that Victor Gorkas, Coventry, and we didn't. And now he's a £100 million player. He scored 40 odd goals in Portugal, looking to go to Arsenal or somewhere. It just shows you sometimes that there is the things there. But let's just enjoy the playoffs now. Let's see what Fat Frank does and Mad Chris and.
One thing's for sure with the playoffs, it's going to be absolutely brilliant to watch. We're not involved in it. Sheffield United have never won a playoff campaign.
Join the club.
And I don't. You know what? I don't care. The only that I'm going to say this now. I'd love Bristol City to go up. That's
they're decent. They're a decent club, Bristol, and we've a great record against them. Yeah, they're decent. It's been a decent club, Bristol. Yeah, Norman Hunter played for them and Terry Cooper. And they've always been okay. Yeah. Let's get behind Bristol City. Oh, it's a long drive, though. I know where to park. There's a good place to park. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be okay. Bristol's not a bad city. See, I'm thinking next year travel. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thanks, Jerry. That was brilliant for everybody. Thank you for everybody who's watched us live and got involved. There's tons of comments. Thank you to
Yeah,
everybody.
that's great. That's the most
Brilliant. And give us a comment and give us a like and all that, subscribe and all that stuff if you want to. And do you know what? It's just been brilliant to be a Leeds United fan over the last 24 hours. And long may this continue, Jerry, because it could be all doom and gloom this time next year.
Christmas when Big Sam comes in. Although he's the new caretaker Pope, I've heard. But Big Sam's coming in, and Farke's down the road. We're sitting on 4 points. Dan James on loan to Burnley. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll be okay. We're back in the Premier League, Arron. We're back in the Premier League.
It's nice to see it, isn't it? We've got the.
I'm looking at on the telly today, and it said Leeds and Burnley promoted. I took a picture of it and thought, yes, that's real. That is real.
After a long old slog in the Championship, we've actually got it done, and we've done it for once. For once, Leeds. I know we could have done this a few weeks ago without mistakes, but when it was in our hands and when we could do it, we did it easy for once, which was brilliant.
How much do we get? That's a good question, because I remember Angus Kinnear saying,
or something.
Yeah, he says, I remember in Square Ball they asked him, do you just get a check? He says, yeah, more or less. They give you 50 million. Jeez, not bad.
Not bad, is it?
I could do something like
I was reading on The Athletic, I think, with us going up and Burnley going up, I think, and this is how greedy the Premier League is, I think, because obviously the parachute payments, the 3 which are going to come down, there's like an extra 50 million quid or something in the kitty, which will just be divvied up between the 20. What the Premier League should do is they should give that money, whatever's left over, give that to the pyramid, give it to your League Ones, your Twos, and the national leagues, because that's the bread and butter of all English football.
Yeah, there's some great battles going on in the lower leagues, but what I think they should do now is stop relegation from the Premier League.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's have a look, America. Yes, it's nobody wants it. So I'm advocating that.
Adam Pope's at 200 million. Yeah,
I thought it was Adam that died yesterday. I was relieved. Yeah.
We'll keep the Pope things to the side.
200 million, some good jokes down the rounds, But 200 million, probably is, Adam Pope is the best commentator. I love listening to the commentating back as I'm driving home, and he had a lot to cover yesterday. Yeah,
fair play to him. He's a good lad. Well, Gerry, we'll be back hopefully one step closer to the Championship trophy, and we'll be planning our the parade. We'll get on to
and we got a cup final next Tuesday night in Sutton.
We do, yes. We could do the double
21s or whatever. Yeah, we're playing Sutton. Steve Morrison Sutton. So better result than the last time we were down there. But that's good. We could have 2 trophies in a week.
Brilliant. We couldn't have dreamed it.
No.
Cheers, Gerry.
Heady days indeed.
We'll see you on the next one, Gerry.
Come on.